$300,000. Mom, sign it now, my son said, his voice cold as steel. Right. Beside him, my daughter-in-law folded her arms, lips pressed in a contemptuous smile. She cut in, sweet but venomous. If you really love your son, you won't let him get into trouble. The room that once felt warm suddenly turned airless. I, the woman who clipped coupons to feed and school my child, was being treated like a talking wallet. My son leaned in and whispered, "If you don't pay, they'll come for us first." Threats, begging, both lived in my son's eyes at once. I trembled, but I still poured tea and smiled. Under the table, my left hand quietly pulled out the key to the fake safe. "You'll have the money before tonight," I said softly. My son nodded, thinking he'd won. But when the door shut, I opened the real safe. Inside was the power of attorney that moved everything into my private trust. Tonight, it wouldn't be the money that disappeared. It would be me, the obedient mother he thought he knew. If you're still listening, tell me where you're watching from. Every comment you leave is another mark in this journey. And if this story has touched you, don't forget to hit like so it can reach even further. I'm Beverly Hale, 70 years old, living in San Diego, California. This cedar-sided beach house was where my husband Robert and I built a life. After he died of heart disease 12 years ago, I stayed alone tending roses, making tea every afternoon, watching waves hit the shore. I thought I'd coast through the rest of my years in peace, until this morning. Marcus, my only child, 45, walked in without knocking. I can still see him as a toddler, tearing around the yard, shouting, "Mom," in that clear little voice. But today, he came back like a stranger, cold, busy, and carrying the smell of trouble. With him was his wife, Tessa, the daughter-in-law I've never truly trusted. Tessa always arrives wrapped in expensive perfume, with an appraising gaze like she's pricing every object in the house. I used to think I was being unfair, that if Marcus was happy, that was enough. Over time, I realized Tessa didn't love Marcus. She loved what Marcus could extract from me. They sat across from me at the dining table, the same one where we used to gather every Thanksgiving. Marcus didn't ask how I was. No hug. He pulled a thick stack of papers from his leather case and slapped it onto the wood. Tessa slowly opened her handbag, took out a gold fountain pen, and placed it on top. "I need you to sign this," Marcus said, offering no explanation. I frowned. "Sign what, Marcus?" "Guarantee papers." Tessa answered for him, her voice sweet enough to sting. Well, we're having a small hiccup with an investment. If you help just a signature, this will be over in a few weeks. I pushed the paper back and skimmed it. A number in bright red, $300,000. My heart sank. "Marcus," I said, keeping my voice steady, "that's nearly all my savings. My pension barely covers medicine and the house. Where do you think I'm supposed to pull that kind of money from?" Marcus exhaled hard, as if I were the irresponsible child. "Mom, I know you have a separate account. I've seen the statements. Just help this one time. You don't need much. You live alone. The house is paid off. You're fine." Tessa folded her arms and smirked. "We're not asking. We're borrowing. But if you stall, the lender will lose patience. And then it won't just be us in trouble." I looked up at her and saw a cruel satisfaction in her eyes. She was enjoying every second of pushing me to bend. "Why should I trust you?" I asked quietly. "Last time you borrowed to expand the business. Before that, it was to help a friend in urgent need. I've never seen a single dollar come back." Marcus clenched his jaw. "Don't be dramatic. I'm your son. I've never done anything to hurt you." I met his eyes. "You don't have to hurt me. Treating me like a tool is enough." The air thickened. I could hear the clock hand scrape. Forward. Marcus folded the paper and slid it toward me. "Mom, if you don't help, they'll come for me and Tessa. This isn't a joke." This time there was real fear in his voice. I couldn't tell whether it was the lender or a money hunger choking him. I pressed my lips together and nodded. Fine, I'll take care of it. Marcus exhaled in relief. A smile returned. A smile I no longer recognized. Thanks, Mom. I knew you'd understand before tonight. Okay, I nodded without a word. They left in a cloud of pricey perfume and Tessa's heels ticking coldly on the wood floor. When the door closed, I sat for a long while, listening to the wind thread through the frame. In the empty house, I looked around old photos,